So normally, if you guys notice, I'm not really a featured part of the review. Like, I edit it and I film it. So normally I just edit myself out. But there's some instances where I cannot edit myself out, and that's why it's left in. So it's kind of funny that people like the fact that I'm in the video when I make a point to edit myself out. Like
Tell me what you don't like about e-bikes.
well, a lot of the e-bikes, I can't touch the ground, and I find that unsettling. Because there's a lot of power in between my legs, and I can't brace myself in the event that I have to stop. And that's kind of scary.
Isn't it, you having just 1 foot on the ground, you don't feel like that's safe enough?
The 1 foot is pretty far from the ground, so I have to tilt the whole bike with me, and if it's a heavy bike or if it's a really peppy bike, then that's scary.
Tell me some of the things that you don't like with e-bikes.
In what way?
When we get a brand new bike, what's the first thing you look for?
Oh, the first thing that I look for is like how the throttle is.
Okay.
I like half twist or full twist throttles. Full twist throttles is secondary because sometimes I'm not the best with them because I start to like vroom and then I start to turn and then all of a sudden I'm facing the other direction.
Okay.
When it's like a half twist is kind of my favorite. I do not like thumb throttles because thumb throttles, it's usually either all power or no power. With the twist throttles, whether it's half or whole, you can turn it like a little bit and it'll give you a little juice or a lot and you get a lot of juice. But with the thumb, it's usually just on or off, and I don't like that.
What scares you the most about e-bikes like this, and would you consider this an e-bike?
E-bikes like this, I am scared of falling off at fast speeds.
Why is it any different with a regular e-bike? Let's just say the e-Hora Romeo Pro or the Fido Titan. Why at speeds? Is it a certain threshold that scares you?
Yeah, because the faster you go, the more unstable you feel. Even on a road bike, like after you hit a certain mile per hour, you could feel that this probably isn't the safest thing to do. You know?
Okay.
I don't want to like hate on people that like to go fast, but when I go fast, I get nervous. And when I get nervous, I don't have the best reaction. Like, he'll walk up to me and I'm just in the kitchen making dinner and I'll scream my head off. That is not the appropriate reaction to someone walking into the kitchen that you are married to, but I do. And like, I feel like I would have that same reaction on here. Like if I'm trying to stop at a stop sign, uh-oh, I'm going really fast. Let me just go even faster. That would probably be my reaction. Or I'd be dumb and squeeze the front brake and do a flip-flop.
Do you think you'd be able to do a review on an e-bike?
Absolutely.
Full review, from open to close?
Absolutely.
You're saying you don't think it's difficult?
So what you do is a little different because you put humor in it. Like
And you don't think you'd just be putting tits in it?
I think that's all that would be in the video. They'd be like, there was a bike? Like, and I'm okay with that. These were expensive. They're to look at, you know?
What about people that feel that they can park their e-bike between your tits?
Oh, well, my boobs before, one was like all the way over here. So where they're at now is like a huge improvement. And I didn't have like enough skin and such to bring them even closer because I had such small, weird shaped tits that now they're round and they're pretty close. Like, I mean, I can smoosh them, but you'd see my nipples with the cutouts if I moved it right now.
E-bike review. Why would you show your boobs in an e-bike review?
Well, because they're there and I feel like I have to pay them off, you know, so.
What would you recommend for any new e-bike rider? Safety.
What do you mean safety?
Well, what would you recommend? Someone is just getting into e-bikes. What would you
Oh.
recommend them to do?
So I am currently a bad representation because I don't have any shoes on. And I would recommend you wear shoes, not flip-flops, not flip-flops with socks because that's gross. You have to wear sneakers because if you do put your foot down, a flip-flop can actually cause you to fall and it's dangerous. Even though Jay does not like helmets, every time I go out on my bicycle, I wear a helmet because it's more along the lines of I don't trust myself. So wearing a helmet gives me like a sense of security where if I do topple over, like at least I have a helmet on. And I also clip in. So in the event that I have to clip out really fast and that doesn't happen, you are guaranteed to fall over because
What's
you
a
are
clip?
attached. Oh, a clippy clip. So like your feet have this little cleat on them and you snap into your pedal.
But people wouldn't do that on an e-bike.
I wouldn't recommend that on an e-bike, no,
Okay.
because you're going way too fast.
But you could, in theory, put a speed pedal on an e-bike.
Yeah.
Right. So what would you recommend for an e-bike for people? We talked about your safety. What would you recommend for an e-bike? Someone's just getting into e-bikes. What should they look for?
You should look for a company that didn't just start. If you look up their name and their Instagram was open 2 weeks ago, don't go with them because they're one of those like fly-by-night companies. And once there's an issue with something, they just dump that whole company and start a new one. And that's really bad. You don't want to get involved in that. And some companies are too inflated for their name. They'll charge like $4,000 for something another company sells for $900 just because their name is on it. The name doesn't always insinuate the quality that it actually has. Like my favorite bike we've ever done a review on is the Sonata Drifter, and that bike was super cheap, but that one was my favorite.
So is it fair? So you don't think someone should just get an e-bike that does 40 miles per hour as their first bike?
No, yeah.
Yes?
It depends on the person.
Would you recommend a bike like this for someone for the first bike?
No,
Why not?
because it's too big, too powerful, too fast. If you don't have a good handle on yourself, you're not going to be able to drive this efficiently. So like Jay comes from a background of motorcycle riding and I come from a background of bicycle riding. So when he is on this, he's way more confident and he knows how to handle it properly and how to use the brakes properly. For me, I'm used to going slower speeds and being able to control the speed with my feet. With this, you do not have any foot control. They're just sitting on pegs. So something like this is definitely geared towards someone who's more into like the motocross or like motorcycle kind of avenue versus someone who's in it for like fitness and getting from A to B.
Very good. That's a good answer.
Plus, if you put this outside of a business, someone is definitely going to steal it.
What do you feel for bikes that like this are $5,000 and let's just say, so this is a big brand, SurRon, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows SurRon. And then you have these other companies that come out like E-Ride or Talaria, which all essentially have carried off of this. What do you feel about those companies who don't have the brand recognition that want to charge the same price as something like this? You talked a little bit about how they're more expensive. What about when they're the same price and it's a fly-by-night company?
That is like deceptive marketing. So they're trying to make you think that they have the same quality as another bike by charging the same price. Like if I listed an iPhone for sale for 50 bucks and I listed an iPhone for sale for $500, you're gonna assume that the $500 one is better quality because it costs more. But in reality, it's the same phone.
Right, so that's one of the things that I've noticed is, of course I only have a SurRon, but you see these other ones that have bigger batteries, more powerful controllers, but they don't have the name to stand by. I think that's huge.
Yeah, the name is really important too. Like, whenever I buy absolutely anything, I always look at reviews on Reddit. Reddit is a toxic place that I absolutely love because it's full of drama. And anytime that I'm looking at anything to buy, even e-bikes, you know, even like parts for anything in the house, I go to Reddit because there's people who are actually going to tell you how it is. And with an actual bike, people will tell you cons, which is really nice to hear because a lot of the people who like publish reviews on websites, you don't hear any of the negatives or they delete them. Like, there is no way this bike has 5 stars. There has to be someone who gave it 4 stars because shipping took too long, you know? So I don't trust actual websites' reviews. I go to Reddit, find out about it, and decide if it's a good purchase.
Do you think that when you start doing reviews on scooters and e-bikes here that you'll be a little bit more painstakingly honest?
I don't like full-on honesty.
Okay.
You know, I like modest honesty. Like, I'm probably more, like, just honestly, I'm probably one of the people who would be like a pro-con, which you hear a lot. So, like, let's see. The SurRon, it looks nice, but it would be better if it had a higher quality decal that didn't start peeling 2 weeks after purchasing it. You know, like, that's a pro-con. It looks nice, but then you say the negative things. So it's kind of sugarcoat the honesty is probably my approach versus just being like, this decal's garbage and this bike costs $5,000.
Final question. For someone that when I got into this,
Yeah.
right, your biggest thing was e-bikes are for lazy people.
Yeah.
Versus regular bikes. So one of the things when we first got into this, you used to mention that e-bikes were for like lazy people. Right?
Yes.
You want to ride a bike, you ride a real
Yeah.
bicycle.
Yeah, you get a
Don't
road
ride-
bike.
Right, get a road bike.
Get some clipless pedals.
Yeah,
Get in a
absolutely.
couple races.
Sure. So now that you've ridden e-bikes, do you still feel the same way and why?
Well, I feel like bicycles are better. E-bikes are not necessarily only for lazy people. It's more of a fun purchase. Or it's an alternative to purchasing a car. Like, if my job was only 2 miles away, an e-bike would be a smarter purchase than buying a car, paying insurance for it every single month. You know, like, this is a one-time investment that I can continuously use. And people don't really use e-bikes for fitness. But when I see people on e-bikes, like, I judge them a little. I do. I'm like, oh.
What do you, no good? You should ride a real bike.
Yeah, because it depends. Are you trying to, like, traverse the land, or are you trying to have fun? Are you trying to exercise?
Get in shape, right?
Yeah.
I think they're doing it for the fun factor. I feel like e-bikes, especially bikes like this, are designed for people to go into motorcycles. Like it's a transitionary thing.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of did make me want that motorcycle that we were looking at. What was that thing?
The Navi.
The Navi. Oh, God, that's so cute. And I could get it, like, covered in pink and stuff and just ride it around. I think a chick on a motorcycle is just super sexy for some reason. They wear, like, no gear, but they have, like, a helmet with 2 ponytails, and I'm like, she can get it.
So you're a lesbian.
No, she just looks cute. And I'm like, I could do that.
You would eat that ass?
No.
No eating ass.
No.
Will you eat my ass?
Of course.
Okay. Anything you want to add?
So normally, if you guys notice, I'm not really a featured part of the review. Like, I edit it and I film it. So normally I just edit myself out. But there's some instances where I cannot edit myself out, and that's why it's left in. So it's kind of funny that people like the fact that I'm in the video when I make a point to edit myself out. Like, I think that's a little funny. So Jay has invited me to join him on some of the reviews, and I think that that's super cool, because a lot of the times the deterrent is that the bike is too large, because he's a big dude. And sitting on a really big bike and riding it makes me uncomfortable. But now that I've rode this, I feel like I can ride anything.
Yeah.
If there's any bikes that you guys would like us to do a review on, you can just leave a comment down below and we'll be sure to get to it. And if you have time, you could check out our website, which has every single bike that Jay's done a review on, listed with all of its information, even a link to the website to purchase and the YouTube video itself. I hope you have a wonderful day and stay sunny side up.